Retirement for millennials is going to be completely different from retirement for earlier generations. How are you guys doing today? My name is Apple, and today we are filling in the financial gap between schools and the real world. And today we're talking about why you need to be thinking about retirement as a millennial and as a young person today. So let's just hop right in. Our grandparents could rely on government pensions in order to retire. This is not the case anymore. We do not have government pensions. What we have is Social Security. So with government pensions, those were prepaid programs. So the money was in there for them to withdraw from as they retired. However, with Social Security, what Social Security is, it's a pay-as-you-go program. So how that works is that means that the money that we as young people and people who have not yet retired are paying in Social Security tax is funding the people who are currently retired. So the money that I have deducted from my paycheck goes towards my grandma, her Social Security check. That is how that works right now. So it's a pay-as-you-go thing. There is no fund for you that you are putting money in from your paycheck. When you pay money from your paycheck to Social Security, that is funding current retirees, not being set aside for you. That is a common misconception about Social Security, is that you're putting money away for you. You are putting money, you're giving it to people who are retired right now. That is how a pay-as-you-go program works. And as baby boomers retire, there's going to be more money going out of this program than there is going in, because the workforce is going to be shrinking and retirees are going to be growing. This is going to happen quickly, and it's going to happen as baby boomers retire. So the tipping point, the point at which there will be more money going out than there is coming into Social Security, is in 2034. So in 2034, only 77% of the promised benefits from Social Security will be able to be delivered. So only the people who are retired are only going to be able to get 77% of what they were told they were going to be getting, which is a problem because already Social Security it's not enough money to live on. And if you're getting cut even from there, that's going to be a problem. And people who are relying on these Social Security checks are going to have problems because they're not going to be able to afford things that they thought they would be able to, because that is what they were promised by the government. So if the plan stays as it is right now, in 2034, they are going to have less money in Social Security coming in than they're going to need to be paying out. And unless something changes, that's the way it's going to be. So because of this, it is important to take your retirement into your own hands, because as you can see, unless something does change, which hopefully it does, if it doesn't, you are going to have to be responsible for having enough money to retire with and being able to stop working someday. That's going to be on you. And the best way for you to take charge of your retirement is by starting now and by using time to your advantage. So when planning for your retirement, time is your greatest asset. Time is going to drive your returns through the roof with compound interest. Compound interest plus times equals insanity. It's ridiculous. Go online, find a compound interest calculator, and just play around with that. It is so interesting to see how your money multiplies over time, and how quickly that can actually happen if you let it multiply for a long time, basically. Like the difference between starting now and starting in 5 years can be millions of dollars, honestly. So definitely play around with the compound interest calculator. I have tons of fun playing around with those. So check those out. But how can you start planning for your retirement today? First thing you should do is open an IRA or a Roth IRA and start investing. So with an IRA, you put in money that you have earned, you've already paid taxes on it, and you put it in this IRA where you can invest it and let it grow for you in the long term. And once you retire, then you can take money out of this IRA and you're not going to have to pay taxes on it again because you already paid those taxes. So it's a good way to not have to pay extra taxes and prepare for your retirement. Now, once you've got that money in your IRA, the best option for most people is to invest in index funds. So what an index fund is a clump of stocks that tracks an entire index. So usually what you're going to invest in is either the S&P 500 or the New York Stock Exchange. Those are the two biggest in the US. So that's what we're going to be looking for in an index fund. And those are going to offer you a steady long-term return because they are diversified. They're holding many, many different stocks, and that's going to cause, if one goes up, the other one's. And so if one stock dramatically drops in price, the other ones staying relatively the same or potentially rising are hopefully going to balance that out. And you're going to end up just tracking the market, which tends to trend upward at a rate of somewhere around 8 to 10% per year, which is good returns. And if you start today, that's going to multiply your money exponentially by the time you want to retire. So now that you've started investing and you've got that money in there, what you're going to want to do is continue to contribute regularly to this account and to your investments. So even if it's just like whatever, $50 a month, just make sure you're contributing regularly to this account and continuing to invest so that you're able to utilize compound interest in your favor and make sure that your money is multiplying over time and retire very comfortably. Now, this can be a hard idea for millennials to grasp because we are wired for immediate gratification. We want to see results. We want to see results now. We want the next get-rich-quick scheme. We want the next, I don't know, Bitcoin. We want to double our money in a day. But with investing, that's not usually how it goes, and you need to be in it for the long term, and you need to be thinking about the future. You need to be thinking about 10, 20, 30 years down the road, not thinking about tomorrow and what you can get tomorrow, because you want to be preparing today so that someday you can stop working for a paycheck and just rely on the money that you have stashed away to live on and to maintain a decent quality of life. And again, it's just really important that we take this into our own hands because, as you can see, unless our Social Security program changes, there's not going to be anyone holding our hand at retirement because there's going to be less money coming in than there is going out. That doesn't make sense mathematically, so there's not going to be enough money to fund everybody's retirement. So this is why we need to be taking this into our own hands and making sure that we are going to be able to retire comfortably and able to plan for the road ahead if things don't change in the government. So that's about it for the video, guys. Thank you for sticking around. I just wanted to give you guys my opinion on why it is important that we, as young people, as millennials, take our retirements and our futures into our own hands because there's no promised retirement money that we have set aside for ourselves unless we do it ourselves, and we just have to make sure that our retirement is possible if that is something that you want. So definitely, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe and share this with a friend so that they can begin to think about their retirement and begin to run this idea through their head of the delayed gratification of putting money aside today and coming back to it in 40 years. And until next time.